Alright, this is just a clip part 2 that goes to the other one about NASA and the lies they use. Now here they show a woman. I'm going to show it real quick. And just to show where the harness is. This is CGI and augmented virtual reality they use. Now you see on the astronaut, you can see right there where his two harness attachments are. Now, let me get to the good one. Oh, this is classic. Right here, come on. Now he grabs his harness, watch this. It's not the microphone wire. He grabs his harness to pull him in. I want to see that again. I'm going to get closer. He grabs his harness. If you can't see that, you're blind. And they're all actors. And this guy right up there has his harness. Right there. Now I'm going to show you something so blatant. One of their biggest screw-ups. Let's see if they get to it. Okay, hold on. This is, oh geez, is it an ad? Son of a gun. But the filming of Superman, that's how they use harnesses. Let me play it, because I think I fast-forwarded right into an ad. This is classic. This guy in the background, it's just terrible. They were busted big time. This prick's on a harness. And also, this guy right here, he really messes up with his microphone. They don't show it in this video. I don't know why. I'll have him grabbing stuff in midair, and you can see the contacts they wear that help them with the augmented virtual reality. But this was one of their biggest mess-ups on a live feed. And this, she's one of the biggest scumbags there are. She's on a harness. Okay, but this is what I'm talking about. This shit here. Okay? And this guy was supposed to be floating by in the background for effect, but the cameras, they have to use multiple cameras with this augmented virtual reality, and sometimes they don't all keep up with each other. And this liar here, these guys are both actors, and they know what they're doing. They think they're protecting national security, and that they got to show this shit because they can't show the real ISS. They firmly believe there is a real ISS out there orbiting around on a secret orbital path, you know, and the technology is too advanced to show. I mean, look at this, all these wires hanging out. Come on. And this was a NASA live feed. And this jerk in the background, look at him. And you can see, I mean, they mess up so much. This one was classic. When I seen this, it just disgusted me. They back it up, you know. So my point is, you know, and I gotta wish you good luck. Because when I tried to type in NASA lies, flat earth, I had to go through 212 videos of propaganda. And I almost gave up. You know, a couple years ago, before they started censoring the flat earth, you could type in flat earth or NASA lies, and the first 50 videos would be what you were looking for the videos you've subscribed to and watched and what was out there. Now, you type in flat earth or anything about NASA lies on YouTube, and you'll get hundreds. Your first 10 will be everything against the flat earth. Flat earth is dumb. Flat earth is stupid. They'll show a disc, a pizza-like disc of the earth floating in space. That is propaganda. No, flat earth believes that there's nothing floating in space except the lights we look up at, and it's not a vacuum. It's right over the earth. They're all local. They're not trillions of miles away, or you wouldn't be able to see them. How could you see the ISS at 250 miles high going in front of the moon when they say the ISS is the size of, I believe it's 1, it could be 2, but either way, the size of a 747 Boeing. Now we look up and these things are supposed to be flying at 6 miles high, 35,000 feet, and you can't see the things look like a dot, and they're only at 6 miles high. Imagine if they were 250 miles high. How many more times? What 6 times what is 250? That would be how many more times? Geez, I wish I had my calculator. I have a slight headache. But 6 times 10 is 60. 6 times 20 is 120. I mean, come on, people. All right, they're what, 40 times higher than 6 miles? Let me see, 40 times 6, 6 times, it would be, what, 24? So it would be 40 times plus higher. You look at an airplane, imagine it 40 times higher. They're 6 miles high, and take that 40 times further, you'd never be able to see it. People just do not use logic. I should prepare for these videos more. But I just do them on the spur of the moment, you know. I get irritated by something I see, propaganda, and it bothers me. And again, these videos are mainly intended for people in my family. If I pick up a subscriber here or there or lose one, I don't care. A family member gets mad and they unsubscribe. I don't care. If one person can see the truth of what these scumbags at NASA are doing. NASA was started by Nazi scientists who should have went to trial in Nuremberg at The Hague for war crimes. But in exchange for their technology, because we are taught Germany, their engineers are so more advanced than we are. Okay? And they probably are. I mean, I don't know. There is some truth, but these war criminal scientists did all manner of abominations on their prisoners. Werner von Braun was supposed to be the rocket man, and I guess he did develop the V-2 rocket, which was a pretty good rocket. They employed it against their enemy nations, but it was too late in the war. I mean, it's funny how Hitler's generals begged him to not start the war until they had developed a few more things. Thank God he was a madman and thought the Aryan race would, take over the world. I don't know what he thought about attacking Russia. He was just an idiot, but I'm glad he was an idiot. You know, that was a very evil time in our world, what they did to the Jews. But the thing with the Holocaust is it is highly exaggerated, just like the Civil War. I don't believe 6 million Jews were killed. That's, you know how many people that is? Okay, I believe millions were killed. They hated the Jews, as every nation does, because they take over shit. They are a blessed people, you know, and I'm not against any Jew, but at the same time, we do have Jews, like the Rothschilds that run the Federal Reserve. They're evil. There are some really evil and corrupt Jews that have influence over world affairs, but I'm not going to blame the whole nation of Israel. Just like we have corrupt pieces of crap in our government, but you can't blame every American for that. Now, the Jews, they're very influential, and they use this influence to take shit over. They are like a gang. They stick together, and they just take stuff over, and they've been thrown out of every country they've lived in. This is what we are told. You know, I even question slavery. The stuff we're taught, it's intense propaganda, especially during Black History Month. All we're shown are Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and all this stuff of white people being vicious bastards to black people. Now, I have spoken to some black people who have verified this, who are older, but people like Jesse Lee Patterson, or whatever his name is, he's on YouTube, and he contradicts a lot of it. You know, he said black people had more respect and stability during the alleged Jim Crow laws. But I'm getting way off on a tantrum here. This is NASA, and these people are liars. She became famous because she spent 666 days in space. This lady, I can't stand her. This is all theater here, what these people are doing. And if you want to research it, you should have a cup of coffee and maybe a cupcake, because it's going to take a while, because YouTube censors flat Earth like you wouldn't believe. I got a brother out there who I don't want to say he harasses the police, because a lot of police are assholes, but I've had a lot of contact with police in my life, and I've never received anything other than respect. And I used to be a jerk, but they promote his channel. He's sending me screenshots, 50,000 views, and I try to tell him it's because of the YouTube algorithm. They promote anything that's to defund the police, because YouTube is now ran by liberal lunatics posing as Democrats that want to usher in the New World Order and censor everything. It is so blatant that Time magazine has wrote a lengthy article on how they stole the election. You have to be, these times we're in are fantastical, okay? The coronavirus is never going away. It's going to become like influenza, a yearly thing, something that we have to battle for the rest of our lives. And you will watch, keep a scorecard on every constitutional right we are losing. I mean, look what Cuomo did. He suspended your speedy trial rights in New York State. So good luck if you get put in jail. Plan on being there a while. But NASA, they are filthy liars. But one thing I'm trying to make clear is that these astronauts, they believe what they're doing is their patriotic duty to keep advanced technology classified. And they're told, they tell these astronauts, they get them from the military, primarily the Air Force and the Navy, and they indoctrinate them and tell them, look, it is so much cheaper to fake this shit. Okay, do you know how much it would, they're freaking having concerts on the ISS, and astronauts in monkey suits jumping out of boxes and doing the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Are you kidding me? And then you look at moon footage, they're playing golf, they're singing nursery rhymes, and you can see they're on wires on a stage falling over, and their equilibrium and their stability is they're on cables. I'll show it to you. These people, it'll only take a minute, because I had to store all these things in my history. See this thing, come on. I don't like when I tap something. I like it, immediate action over here. You know how long it took me to stack these up in my... I found them on my phone. And I'll type in flat earth and watch what you get. It's all propaganda. Before, you could get what you wanted immediately. Now they're censoring the flat earth, anything about 911. They've removed one of my videos. In a very polite manner, I got an email saying, go F yourself, sir. You have violated our terms and this and that. And it's because of what I'm doing now. They said I copyrighted stuff. Look at these scumbags. Let me say real quick that we are taught that the surface of the moon is a vacuum, and that there are micrometeorites and solar flares and gamma rays and microwaves and radiation like you wouldn't believe. Right now, we are taught that these men are in the most dangerous situation you could ever be in your life. And that's what we're taught, that there's bullets whizzing around, micrometeorites, and that flares could come from the sun, and because the moon has no atmosphere, blah, blah, blah. But you see these guys, this is so stupid. And what they're doing, they do it in slow motion. This guy'd like to slap his face in.
I like to skip along.
Yeah, hey, scumbag.
Number 4, this is astronaut Jack.
Oh, God. Look at this, man. It's just terrible.
This is astronaut Jack Schmidt getting frustrated.
Yeah.
Oh, dadgummit.
These guys are on wires.
Number 5, this is astronaut Jack Schmidt
Oh.
wiping out.
Look at this shit. Slow motion on cables.
Go flight. You copy what I'm saying? Yes, I did. 14th, 1970.
Oh, God. It's just a small example of the... You can see through the astronauts. I mean, the propaganda of this shit is just so abundant. You can look up that NASA says they erased the tapes. They destroyed the tapes per Don Pettit. Then they said they sold them to an intern. Whoever finds them will be a millionaire. I mean, wouldn't the data, the telemetry data, and original audio and video would constitute material of national security, super technology? And they lost them, then erased them, then destroyed them, then sold them to a NASA intern? It's a CNN article. Just Google it. Google whatever you want. NASA lost the tapes. They got one. NASA sold the tapes to an intern per CNN article. Whoever finds them will be a millionaire. It's just the propaganda is so outrageous. What's going on? NASA gets $20 billion a year, and they got to give us something. You know what? I even got a video where they admit that everything they show us from space is an artist rendering, but they give their little stupid excuses why. Because of the light spectrum, because you can't see this or that. Let me see. And they got Nathan Oakley here. He's a beast on his channel. But on this video by Vice, it makes him look stupid. And when they ask him how the seasons work, all he says is, I don't know how what the sun is or what the moon is. Why not just say briefly that the sun circuits over the earth? You don't have to say it's in a circle because it appears the sun moves in a straight line. But then you could say, well, the horizon is horizontal and it's straight, but they say it's all part of a big curve. Why, you could have said that, but the sun and the moon move over the tropics of Capricorn and the Tropic of Cancer. Okay? And during the summer, it's closer. The sun orbits in a circle around the North Pole, and that's summer. And when it's further away, I forgot which. I think it's the Tropic of Capricorn. It's on the outskirts of the Earth, and the sun orbits there during the winter. When the sun is in closer to the North Pole, which is the center of the Earth, it's summer, and vice versa. During the winter, it's out further, and we can prove this. We have the analemma, what the sun does, a big figure 8 in the sky. If we were a big ball going around a sun, the analemma could never happen. It's so stupid. People, they even draw this thing on a globe. People are so stupid, I can't believe it. Okay, I must have passed it, but right here, see? This is not what space looks like. It's not. They use artist renderings, conceptions, composites.
With no fees or minimums.
I mean, they admit that. All you got to do is the next space picture you look at. Look for the fine print of this is a composite, artist rendering. I mean, there is color in the sky. The stars are very colorful. You know, they're very colorful. But these nebula and stuff, they're bodies of stuff.
Et voila, an artist rendering of TRAPPIST-1F.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Tell them when you don't know what it really
So
looks like.
it's possible for liquid water to exist on the surface of the planet, so they put that in the image as well. And finally, because the other planets in the system are planet, this image, we have the most exciting images and also the ones that demand the most.
This is a propaganda bullshit. The flat Earth has pushed these people to make videos like this to explain what an artist rendering is and trying to get you to believe why they have to do it. I'm running out of time here. Let me try to see.
Let's take this image of TRAPPIST-1F as an example. TRAPPIST-1F is part of the TRAPPIST-1 system. We have a video on it. So how do we know what the surface looks like? Well, we don't, because the actual data itself is a hot mess. The artist consulted with
I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, she says something. The artist.
Video on it. So how do we know what the surface looks like? Well, we don't, because the actual data itself is a hot mess. But artists consulted with scientists to make this image. First, astronomers...
Yeah, get the it's all animation. Everything you see on space, the Hubble there, it's all animation. There are 1,000 satellites out there, and it's all animation. They're supposed to be orbiting cameras. All right, that's all. I got like 6 seconds. Do your own research, but you'll have to shuffle through hundreds of videos in your search